Hello guys, it's David here again. It's another weekend of football from all the top leagues in Europe. And this is my preview. Let's get into it. So first on the list is the EPL, selected games. Villa versus Arsenal. I think that will be a very tough game. Villa started slowly, but they've climbed up the table. They are third on the table. And I don't think Arsenal is going to beat them at the Villa Park. I don't think so. So that game might end in a draw, or Arsenal, well, maybe they can do something. I don't know, I'm not sure yet. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Chelsea have been off and on this season. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know what's wrong with Enzo Maresca, but they lost 3-1 to Leeds United in midweek. And today they are going away to Bournemouth. Andoni Iraola has done a great job for Bournemouth this season, and I expect them to get something out of this game. I expect Bournemouth to get something out of this game. Chelsea, I'm sorry, no victory for you this weekend. Man City, Sunderland. I don't know what's wrong with Man City. Honestly, don't know. They've been, in fact, it's not the Man City that we know Pep Guardiola's team to be. So I expect a tough game for City. Sunderland has proven to be one of the teams that have been able to rub shoulders with the big boys this season. And in all the traditional top 6 teams, only Manchester United has been able to beat them. They held Arsenal to a draw. They beat Chelsea, and they've been very solid this season. So Man City could win the game, but it's going to be a very tight and slim victory for them. Then Leeds United versus Liverpool. Liverpool drew in midweek, and Leeds United beat Chelsea. And that Leeds United, they'll be brimming with confidence. They'll be coming into this game with a lot of confidence. So I don't see Liverpool doing anything in this game. Honestly, I don't. If they win, it will be a shocker. But Leeds United should hold their own and at least get a draw. Next is the Spanish La Liga. Just 3 games I'm selecting there. Barcelona are going away to Real Betis. Trust me, this is going to be a tough game. Barcelona fans, don't be cocky, because Betis has been one of the impressive teams in the league and also in the Europa League this season. Manuel Pellegrini has done wonders for Real Betis this season. My take for that game, is it's hard for me to say. It's very, very hard for me to say, because Betis at home will be a tough nut to crack for Barcelona. So no prediction for that game, So I'm waiting to see what will come out of that game. Athletic Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid. These are 2 traditional teams in Spain, and I expect a very, 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 very tough match. And I think Atletico will nick it. It will be a slim victory, but I think they will nick it. Then Real Madrid will be playing on Sunday against Celta Vigo. Real Madrid have not won in their last 4 league games. That has really affected them. They've dropped to second on the table. So Real Madrid really, really needs to come back to winning ways this weekend. And, they are playing at the Bernabeu, and they should be able to go past Celta Vigo. I don't think Celta Vigo should give them much trouble. And a player to watch out for is Kylian Mbappe. That is currently the best player in Europe. And in fact, I'm expecting 2 goals from Mbappe this weekend. I'm expecting 2 solid goals from him this weekend. Italia Serie A, Inter Milan versus Como. This is my game of the weekend in the Italia Serie A. Why? Because Como is one of the most impressive teams in the whole of Europe. They have a coach, Cesc Fabregas. We all know Cesc Fabregas. I am very, very impressed with the job that Cesc Fabregas has done there. And Como are considered the least number of goals in the Serie A this season. 7 goals they've considered in 13 games. The least number, alongside AS Roma. So Nico Paz is one of the best young players in the Italian Serie A. So I expect a very tough game for Inter Milan. But they should still win. But kudos to Cesc Fabregas and his team over there. Then Cagliari versus Roma. Roma have surprised me this season. Honestly, this is not the Roma I know. This season they are up there fighting for the league title. I don't know how long they'll be able to sustain it, but right now, Roma has shown to be a very, very, very solid team this season. They play away at Cagliari. It's a banana skin. I don't know if they can, win there, but they've won some very tough games this season. So I'm not putting it past them. to get a victory today. Napoli versus Juventus is the game of the weekend in the Italian Serie A. It's a very big game. It's a derby game. Napoli Juventus. I see this game ending in a draw. Because Juventus, they might not be in the best of form, but they are the old ladies of Italian football. They are strong, they are aggressive, they have a very good defense. Napoli, on the other hand, are brimming with confidence. Scott McTominay cannot just stop scoring goals for them, and this game will be a very tough game. I expect a draw. Torino versus Milan. Milan are playing away. I doubt Milan will win this game. I doubt seriously. Milan are top of the table on 28 points, closely followed by Napoli on 28 points. So we might see a change in the top of the Serie A this weekend. We might see a change, but wait to see what pans out. PSG versus Lens. PSG versus Runs. This should be a straight win for PSG, honestly. No much analysis here, except PSG just goes there and mess themselves up on the pitch as they did last week against Monaco. Monaco lost yesterday to Brest, which was a shocking result. Then Lens are top of the Ligue 1. Lens are top of the Ligue 1, and they are playing away to Nantes. Nantes is not a very good team, so Lens should be able to wiggle their way through that game. Lorient versus Lyon 2. I expect a very interesting game in that game. I expect a very interesting game. Finally, the German Bundesliga. This is the most straightforward league in Europe. Bayern are playing away to Stuttgart. Stuttgart too are a decent team, but like I always say to my friends, that Bayern Munich is a cheat code in that league. So I expect Bayern Munich to win, to get all 3 points away at Stuttgart. Leverkusen versus Wolfsburg. Leverkusen are away. They could win, they might not win. I don't know yet. It's difficult for me to say right now because Wolfsburg too. In fact, all of these teams in the Bundesliga, they are just very close to each other, apart from Bayern Munich, who are miles away from them. But from the second to the last team, they all can beat each other. Anybody can win in those games. Dortmund versus Hoffenheim is a very interesting game to keep an eye on. Dortmund are third on the table. Hoffenheim are fifth on the table. If Hoffenheim wins, they climb up, the table to like maybe third. So, but Dortmund are at home at the Signal Iduna Park. So, Dortmund could go ahead to win this game. Then finally, Leipzig versus Frankfurt. Leipzig are second on the Bundesliga. I like them. I like their team, and I think they can go all the way, to win this particular game against Frankfurt. It's going to be a tough game for them, but I expect them to win. So, which games are you looking forward to this weekend? Which games do you want to see? Which games are you watching? And which teams are you tipping, to get all 3 points? And which player are you watching out for? So, I mentioned 2 players I'm watching out for. Kylian Mbappe for Real Madrid, Nico Pais for Como. Those 2 players, keep an eye on them. They are some of the best players in Europe right now. Thank you very much, guys.